let me real quickly lay out the scales that go with this. I'm going to try to start doing these things without showing you so many grids on the screen. So I'm going to do that with this particular video. So my scales that go with my chords are these. B flat 7. For my E flat 7 chord, I have these notes. For F7, so the scale itself is just E flat 7, back to B flat 7. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas that I did here, some things that I want you to get accustomed to. The starting notes on chord tones and descending through the scale was part of the previous exercise. So I've done quite a bit of that here. I also did a couple things toward the end of this that were different. On the F7 to E flat 7, I played starting on the third of the F7. There's an F major triad. So I start right on that note. So I'm coming down that scale. Then my next starting note for the E flat 7, I started right on this note. This is not in the chord. The chord is E flat, G, B flat, D flat. That note F is a whole step above E flat. Since I decided to start on that note, I need to get to the closest chord tone, which I actually have two choices. I chose to go down to E flat, and the way you accomplish that, or the way you accomplish getting that next chord tone, or the next closest chord tone, onto the very next beat, you have to put another eighth note in. So if I play a non-chord tone here on the beat, I have to play another non-chord tone on the next eighth note. That gives me the E flat that I need in place on a beat. So though that line coming down from F7 was F7, E flat 7, and then over the final B flat chord, I started on a non-chord tone that was a half step above the chord tone D. Remember that my chord tones here are B flat, D, F, and A flat. So that note that's the third of this chord was enclosed is the concept. And so I'm playing a note a half step above that note, and since I need to get this B flat here onto the next beat, I'm playing the note a half step above it. On the next eighth note, I'll play the note a half step below it, and then go up to that note. So I'm enclosing it from each side. So that on that last B flat chord, you'd have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So that's kind of the solution to that. So those three chords where in the last four measures of the blues it goes from F down to E flat, back to B flat. Now it even goes back up to the F chord in the last measure. I really didn't address that chord, but here's how that went. So starting on F, 2, 3, 4, F7, E flat 7, B flat. And then I left some space. So that would be the next exercise.